Yeah, you saw the new Tranny.
Saw a new Transformers movie. Aye, so a lot of good stuff in the cinema just now. Has to be said. I'm gonna pick somebody else. I'm gonna King Boo. Okay, and it's really it's the worst kind of the big three that's been out. It is by far the worst. I would say.
Identical those tires. But sure, why not?
I can't be having it. Oh, you said turn all this off. I actually found I drove better with all this on. But then that's it, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, okay. But oh my god, Rise of the Beast was horrendous. It was just appalling. And it's appalling because next one. Because it's just there's too many characters in it.
I've felt that way ever since probably God, the first Transformers. I thought there was because there was Bumblebee and there was Optimus Prime and then there was all the other dudes.
Yes.
And then all these Decepticons.
Yeah.
And part of the problem why I never really liked the Transformers movies is because they just look like just a big mess of like bolts and crap. And
they all look so metallic and samey that it was hard to tell them apart.
I mean, I know it makes no sense how they transform in the cartoon, but it looks aesthetically freaking presentable, whereas in the films they just become a mess, at least to me.
They've sorted that problem, I would say, at least, is everyone's a bright, different colour.
Yeah, even just that, and then there you go. And at a glance, you can tell who's who.
But this as well, this is a new cinematic universe as well. This is like the Bumblebee cinematic universe. So it kind of ignores the canon of the previous Transformers movie. Up to a point. So it kind of just got stuck there. It falls on from Bumblebee. But the problem is, they just can't get away from the safety net of Optimus Prime. They just have to have Optimus Prime in the movie.
Oh,
it's like
jobby
it's Rise of the Beasts. It's like it's Optimus Primal. It's like why is Optimus Prime even in
they're
this?
basically just the same dude.
Yeah, and that's one of the big issues of the movie is they have to have the safety blanket of Optimus Prime.
Where's the drama in that? I mean, it's kind of
exactly.
Bitch, you slut.
And it's like you've had Bumblebee.
What are they going to talk about? Like, I think we should do this. I agree.
Well, no, what they do instead is they just don't have Optimus Prime in it until, like, I don't know, like, probably 2/3 of the way through it.
Right, so they want to have him in the trailer.
Yes.
And on the posters and stuff.
He starts the movie. So he's looking after the Mcguffin of the movie. The Mcguffin of the movie that they've split into two halves. So that's Optimus Primal's job. And, of course, the servant of Unicron comes, and it's Scourge, who I don't particularly remember. I feel like I've heard Scourge from somewhere else. Is Scourge not the guy in Thor Ragnarok? The guy played by Carl Urban? I'm sure he's Scourge. Either way, Scourge is not particularly interesting. And in fact, at one stage they go, "Oh yeah, Scourge is like basically invulnerable." And no, they beat him just like any other Transformer. But guess who beats him?
Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime has to beat him. Yeah. And it's a 3 kind of way fight. So it's like Optimus Prime fights him 3 times, kind of loses the first fight, hands down, and then kind of draws the second fight. Oh, and Bumblebee dies.
What?
Bumblebee dies, but don't worry, he's only dead for about like 20 minutes.
Oh.
Then he's brought back with like all spark magic.
Yeah.
And it's so craply written. They that was a terrible race. They literally are like that. Oh, you know what could revive him? You know they've got some kyber crystals or whatever the fuck it is in the Transformers universe.
Mm-hmm.
They like lay him on a bed of that and like, oh, but it's inactive. If only it was like charged up, and then sure enough, when Unicron arrives, it just becomes charged up, so Bumblebee comes back to life. It's fucking bullshit. But again, because you've got Cheetor in the movie, like, there's this hard love, because I'm like, I probably prefer Cheetor to Bumblebee.
I do, but
they're basically the same character.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of seem that way. I grew up with Cheetor, so I'm more attached to Cheetor. Aye.
Well, actually, I say they're the same character. They're meant to be the kind of newbie of the crew, but I always preferred Cheetor because he could actually talk. So you actually got a sense of what he was saying.
Yeah, I mean, Bumblebee, it's kind of a gimmick. It's a pretty cool gimmick, but...
Using the radio.
Yeah, after a while, it has its limits.
Yeah, exactly.
What you doing, ya mad goon? Oh, was that you? See, you shouldn't have done that, because I didn't realise who you were before. Now that I know that you're the ghost.
I said I was the ghost right from the start.
Did you? I wasn't paying
I did
attention.
not know.
I was not paying attention.
I mean, Airazor's in it. So you've been watching Beast Wars recently?
Fairly recently, yeah.
So
I don't think Airazor showed up
yet. Oh, okay. So I mean, Airazor's in it, and it's like, okay. I was hoping Silverbolt might be in it, but there's no Rattrap.
Yeah, and Rattrap was one of the fundamental.
He's one of the starter Pokemon, basically.
Yeah.
So you had like Optimus.
And he's actually good in Beast Wars.
He's entertaining. Yeah, he's got his sort of.
And Beast Machines, he's kind of like sort of the I don't know,
comic relief.
But he's not that he doesn't have a couple of chuckles in Beast Wars, but he's actually competent as well.
Yeah. Well, exactly. When he has a gun, he's pure out and about it. I would agree with you. He's totally much better in Beast Wars. But he's one of the starters, as well as like Dinobot and Rhinox. Rhinox doesn't even have a line in the whole movie. Rhinox just pure does this mad Rhino shout and then doesn't do anything.
Do they try and make his transformation make sense?
No.
No. Oh, well, no. That I'm actually kind of in favour of, because like in Beast Wars, like Optimus, his legs sort of turn around, and Cheetor, he kind of stands on his hind legs and shit. They try and make them sort of make sense, but Rhinox, they're just like, we've no idea. He just morphs like he's made out of like some type of liquid or something. He just goes whoop whoop whoop.
And Black Arachnia, the original traitor.
Yeah.
Like
well, in Beast Wars, it's kind of confusing because it's like they get to the pod first and activate her. So like. I'm probably overthinking it, but I was like, do they get free will, or do they?
No. Well, to an extent they don't.
Is it whoever activates them?
It's first dibs. You become a Predacon or a Maximal.
That's really weird. So yeah, is she a good guy, or is she a
Black Arachnia?
Yeah.
Well, she starts as a bad guy. She starts as a Predacon, but she becomes a Maximal later.
In the film,
TV show.
I remember that.
She's not. Black Arachnia's not in the film. Scorpinok is, but he's just, again, he's not a guy, he's just a ton of scorpions that they just throw about. And the worst thing about the movie is Mirage basically gives one of the guys an Iron Man suit. Like, there's no other way to describe it. It's an Iron Man suit for all intents and purposes. He basically just destroys his body and then gives it away, and it's used by the sort of hero, I want to say, in the movie, whose name escapes me because he's so forgettable.
Is it the human surrogate?
Human, yes.
Yeah, the Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Marky Mark type of character.
Yeah. Marky Mark, yeah.
Well, yeah, wasn't it Marky Mark in Extinction?
Yeah, it was Mark Wahlberg. It was Mark Wahlberg. Plays an inventor. In fact, I watched...
What's going on?
I watched him in
What's going on?
I watched him in a good movie. I watched him in Pain and Gain yesterday. Oh, come on, man.
Pain and Gain's a good movie. Come on.
Pain and Gain's a brilliant movie. It's got The Rock. It's got, whatchamacallit? For God's sake.
Wahlberg. Who's the other gentleman? I believe he was...
Anthony Mackie.
Is he the guy?
Wasn't he God, I'm literally stuck under this stupid thing.
Wasn't he in that episode of Black Mirror where he's like his pal?
Exactly. Him and his pal play the video game.
He's really good. I like him.
Yes, Anthony Mackie's great. He's in the Marvel movies.
Who's he in that?
Falcon.
He is Falcon, right?
He's Captain America now.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I'm like a full lap behind you now. I was stuck under that stupid note. I've stopped caring about winning now, at least for this one. Because I'm totally dead. I don't think there's any way back. I was stuck under that note for about 40 straight seconds. Oh, that just sums up my week basically. But so I mean like, Airazor, he's not particularly interesting. I think she was in it obviously just to balance out, because there is just like all dudes at first in the Maximals. I like Airazor. Airazor is a good character. But then, the weird thing is, she gets sort of converted. Like, Scourge sort of infects her, so she becomes a baddie. And then Optimus Primal has to, like, kill her. He has to, like, put her down. I was like, that's a bit dark. I mean, in the TV show, she famously, like, kind of gets kidnapped and then merged with Tigertron. Like, the two of them were like a couple, and she kind of gets merged with him. Which I always thought was weird. Even to this day, I still don't really get, but
Yeah.
it's like, it was a thing. Come on, get out of my way. I might try and salvage this, even if it's just in the worst possible way. Oh, this is horrendous. I do apologise. But I was stuck. Everyone saw it. I was stuck underneath that note for about. And again, like, there's this female character in it, and the pink Autobot is in it as well. So you've got like 4 Autobots. You've got Mirage, Bumblebee, Optimus. I can't remember that pink one. You know her, RC. You'd know her if you saw her. And then you've got 4 Maximals, plus the baddie, plus Unicron. It's just an absolute cluster of people. Plus the human boy has like his sick brother, and just I don't care. Oh, it's just too many characters.
Why
to care about.
do they still feel the need to like shove the humans in there? Because like they must
I
have
don't
figured
know.
out by now no one cares.
Exactly.
No one cares at all. I mean, I get like it makes it a cheaper movie as well, because you can have scenes that don't have 80-foot CG robots, but I mean, they've got enough money. Like,
Well, exactly. You could have saved that money and just taken Optimus out.
yeah, or make it just a shorter film. They don't have to be 4 hours long either.
Yeah, it was
So,
like two and a bit hours, man, and it feels it. It is.
You could make it 90 minutes, cut out all the human crap no one cares about.
There's a mad drag bit, and I mean the two of them, it kind of sort of is like, oh, they might get to the other, well, they won't they, but then it very much becomes a nah. They're just friends. Shame on you for assuming they should be more than that. You're like, well, okay. I mean, I think it would be nice if the two of them get together. They don't have any particular chemistry, but like they certainly weren't awful together. And a lot of nice locations for the stuff that happens in the movie, but just overall it was. I said before that the easiest way to make it a good movie is to have just abandoned Optimus Prime for me. Just make it about Optimus Primal. You've already got Beast Wars fans in there, like there's a different sort of 90s kid.
How'd that not
who's coming to the party. It's like, you don't need to give that up in favour. Get away. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was last lap. No!
Shit.
I misjudged that. Pure jumper.
Oh no, don't even start. No way, I'm a goon. Absolute shit.
I like it. You don't need to have Optimus Prime in every one of these movies. Bumblebee proved that. Like, less is more. And yeah, they have to have the human characters. I get that. It is.
I honestly don't think they do, but
it is too expensive.
I'll take your.
It's too expensive. Point. You need to have a scene of someone driving the Transformer. But yeah, maybe you could make like a wee hour-long special probably. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to speed up and hit that junction, and I've just made a mess of it. I'm not even going to get fourth because baby Mario hit me with a firefly. That was a truly abysmal display again. So, I mean, of your kind of... So far we talked about the two movies of the summer. Flash and Transformers. I'll talk about Spider-Man. I know you've not seen it, but I'll try and spoiler-free it.
Aye.
Because I've got a lot to say on that movie.